Yes, what's good, my people? It's your boy Daniel Fix here. Welcome back to the channel. I am back from Thailand. I've literally been away for the past month and a half, so I do apologize about the inconsistent uploads and all of that stuff. But now I'm back and better, so let's run it up. I'm just here to do a quick little market breakdown. I haven't really been looking at price action for like the past 3 weeks. Obviously, I've been on holiday, I've been on vacation, and it was December in the first couple of weeks in January, so I wasn't really too interested in trading the price action anyway. Surprisingly, we actually had a really good December. If I take you to like US30 here, for example, and I zoom out to the daily time frame, just turn off my drawings real quick. If we look at the 1st of December, we actually had a very high volume December. Look, like December opened up here, and you can see we had a very nice, like, impulsive move to the upside. And then obviously now we're in this kind of accumulation region, and price is very slow and choppy and all of this stuff. But weirdly, the first 2 weeks of December were absolutely amazing price action. And even though I said I wasn't going to trade, I couldn't resist the not okay. Let me not use that word. It's not that I couldn't resist, but I would have been stupid to not trade the price action I was seeing just because I said I wouldn't trade it. You get what I'm saying? Like, the reason I usually don't trade December is because based off of the past like 3 years of price action, the December price action usually looks like this. Like, usually when it hits maybe 3rd or 2nd December, you start to enter this consolidation and price moves sideways like we're doing right now. But for this year, for whatever reason, we just had a super high volume like the first 2 weeks of December, and we just continued to make higher highs and higher lows and just have this straight impulsive move. So I did end up trading, and I actually passed the 300k funded account with the funded trader. I'm going to do a full video on that and do a breakdown of some of the trades that I took in this region right here, but they were pretty standard continuation positions, literally a break, a retest, and just trading with the trend, trading with momentum like I always do. If you guys want a video on that, let me know in the comments and I'll do that. But yeah, I was actually very, very surprised, and I'll be 100% honest. I did not expect this sort of behavior from December. I genuinely expected December to open up right here while we were kind of accumulating for the first couple of days. And I just expected us to kind of move sideways until like 2nd, 3rd week of January, and then for us to pick up some momentum. But clearly I was wrong. And this just goes to show that even though price action has certain characteristics and has certain behaviors and has certain tendencies, the market can do what the market wants to do. There is no rules to this. There's no like the market doesn't have to do anything. And get that out of your head. A lot of people think the market has to do something. The market doesn't have to do anything. So ultimately, above all else, just react to what you can see, react to the data that is in front of you, and make decisions based off of that. Cool. Anyways, little rant over. Now let's get into the price section. Let's get into the breakdown. As it currently stands, it's currently the 16th of January, so it's like 2nd week of January. We still haven't gotten a crazy amount of volume. That little accumulation period that I kind of anticipated for December ended up happening around 3rd or 4th week December. And obviously, we're now in the new year, it's 2024. Naturally, the first 2 weeks of price action are very low volume because it's a new trading year and there's a bunch of like fundamental stuff that goes on for that. So we're currently still kind of in that accumulation period, but let me give you guys a little bit of a breakdown. Cool. Now we're only looking at the new year of price action right here. So starting off on the dollar, what have we done on the dollar? Well, this is the new year, 2024. Obviously, the super small, low volume candle. We had a little attempted push to the upside, little accumulation region right here for about a week and a half, and now price is attempting to move higher. Generally speaking, for whatever reason, the dollar tends to push higher for like the first month, maybe 2 months, start of the year. Again, that's not a 100% guaranteed characteristic, but just from what I've seen, for whatever reason, you just start off the month, or so rather, you start off the year a little bit bullish. So I'm kind of anticipating price to come up right here on the dollar and actually break some of these structural highs and attempt to take out some of this liquidity resting above the structural highs. Again, I could be entirely wrong about that. I'm not really in the habit of trying to anticipate price. I'm not trying to predict price action. I'm not a genie. I don't know what's going to happen. So like I said, I'm just going to react to what I can see. But generally speaking, from what I've seen previously, the first couple months of the year, we try to start off bullish for the dollar specifically. So that would kind of indicate indice weakness and indice bearishness, which does kind of correlate with what I'm kind of anticipating. Now, let me take you to US30. US30 at the moment is terrible, terrible price action. We've been in this long extended accumulation, this nasty little kind of sideways moving price action for like the past 2 weeks. Again, this started towards the end of December, and we haven't really broken out of that in January. But the general behavior right here is obviously price is failing to break structural highs. We've been in a long impulsive move since like late October, early early November, we were in a huge impulsive move to the upside. Price had a lot of bullish momentum. We took out lots of structural highs here to the left. And now price has just entered a period where we've gotten low volume. We failed to break higher. We failed to make any significant movement. And we're kind of just accumulating. Now, I'm not really going to anticipate the price action here. I'm not going to be like, yo, we should be looking for shorts because price has failed to break. Like, nah, none of that. Simply what we're seeing right now is just a result. It's a byproduct of low volume. I would say as we start to gain some higher volume candles, as price starts to break some sort of structure, then we can make a movement. I am more leaning towards a bearish movement than I am a bullish movement, but based off of price action and based off of this previous long ass extended movement, it could go in either direction. So what I'm saying right here for US30, and again, this is dependent on the price action that gets printed this next like week and a half. But I want to see either this structural low get broken with a strong body. So the level would be like, let's call it like 37,200 flat or just below that. Or I want to see a significant body closure above this zone right here. You see where we have the equal highs, a little bit of buy side liquidity. I'd want to see significant body closure above 37,800 flat. So this psychological region right here. But as of now, US30 is kind of just, it's an accumulation. It's not really too interesting. So I'm not really paying attention to it. NASDAQ, on the other hand, is looking much cleaner, in my opinion. We're still having some decent volume candles, still having some decent significant movements. But NAS, to me, is looking far more bearish, even though we've just previously had this little bullish move to the upside. What price done is it came back up to a previous structural high. So we came back up to this high that we left right here in like late December. And we've immediately started to deplete. We started to lose volume. You can see right here, we have 3 candles that are losing volume, losing momentum, an indecision candle, price failing to break the previous structural high. And now, which is currently Tuesday, 16th of January, we're printing a bearish candle. So what I'd like to see, ideally today, is a bearish candle closure. And then potentially for like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we can look for a continuation lower down and maybe even trade the shorts. Now, granted, if you were to zoom out and you were to look on a much higher time frame perspective, we are still in a bullish market. And dependent on how you view price action, dependent on what you consider to be market structure, we could technically still be in an uptrending market until price breaks the significant structural low. But just in my opinion, based on the behavior and the market sentiment I'm seeing right here, and just my general, let's call it a bias for just the indices, I kind of am anticipating price to kind of push lower. But again, entirely dependent on the price action that's printed. Who knows, maybe this candle reverses and we close back above the structural high right here, in which case Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you'd be looking for a continuation move higher. So it's dependent on today's candle closure, but what I'm currently seeing is a little bit of depletion and price failing to break a structural high. And to me, that would indicate a short. But again, it's still early days. I'm not interested in trading immediately. I'm not in a rush to put myself in drawdown for the start of the year. I have some new funding. I have some accounts. So I've got some payouts and stuff pending on them. So I'm kind of just chilling. I'm not really in a rush. But NAS is looking a lot cleaner than US30, in my opinion. Now, lastly, coming here to German30, it's essentially the exact same analysis as US30. There's not really too much else that needs to be said on that end. German30 looks way more messy than all of them. It's the messiest out of them. And this is what I expected to see from US30. You can see right here, German30 entered its accumulation period from like the 13th of December. So it's like the second week, which was a week earlier than US30. And this is kind of what I was anticipating for all of December, a little bit earlier, but it just happened to happen later on. But that's essentially it. I'm not really going to go into the Forex pairs and any stuff like that because I don't trade it. GU is essentially the same idea. Can't lie. Just across the board, you'd kind of be waiting for the same thing, and that is just a little bit of volume. When is that volume going to come? No one knows for certain. Generally speaking, based off historic data, it's around the 3rd week of January. Price starts to make some breakouts. It could be later. We could be stalling around this region up until like February. No one knows. There's no like designated time frame for the accumulation to end. So you just kind of have to sit here and be patient and wait. One thing I would say, if you've made it to this point in the video and you've watched up until now, don't rush into trading. One thing that can fuck you up this year is if you sit here and you try and trade US30, and every single day when the new candle prints, you're like, yo, today's the breakout. We're gonna push lower. We're gonna push higher. We're gonna do X, Y, and Z. If you try and do that, the market is going to shred you to pieces. You're gonna get fucked up. You're gonna blow your account, whatever it is that you're trading on, and you're gonna put yourself in a bad position for the start of the year. Don't do it. Relax. Stay patient. Sit on your hands. Practice discipline. Practice being a patient trader. Practice not trading because that is a skill set within itself. and wait for the opportunities to occur. The market will correct, the market will get some volume, the market will get back to regular trading conditions. Just relax and trust the process. That's it for the video. I'm going to be back tomorrow. This year we're going for fucking consistent uploads and maybe daily. I say maybe, I'm going to do it daily. Let's run it up. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see any specific type of video, and I'll catch you tomorrow.